All right, well, I think now it's time for a really big announcement. It's time to reveal the best, worst kept secret and a sports dream team. Here's sports, brought to you by Neiman's.
Welcome to another episode of Schuck on a Truck, brought to you by Schuck Toyota. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out with my good buddy Chris Duerr.
Nice to see you all yet again. Hey, have you heard any good hot rumors lately?
I've heard there's something happening. I'm not sure exactly what. Do you know? Have you heard?
You know me. I don't know a thing. I'm as dumb as I look, Matt Schuckman.
Well, we've kind of on Muddy River Sports on our social media sites have teased that there's a big announcement.
A do or die styled announcement?
Something. Maybe we may be going overtime with some stuff.
Oh, so I've heard.
Should we go ahead and let everybody know?
Let's
let everybody know
the secret.
The cat's out of the bag now. Chris Duerr is now the Muddy River Sports Director, joining me as we take MuddyRiverSports.com into a new era.
It is nice to finally get a chance to do this with you because you and I have been talking about something like this for months and months at a time, maybe years even at this point.
I think it goes all the way back to where we were doing some shows together when I was at the WIG and you were at KHQA, and we thought, what if we could ever do this together? And now we finally get to.
And I think there's a utility for both of this and that because, I mean, I know in your newspaper, guys, you spent so much time as a warhorse doing what you did, often having to do it by yourself. Sometimes I've had my arm behind my back for the better part of the last 6 years. It's nice to have somebody to lean on, kind of Wyatt Earp / Doc Holliday style moving forward, or maybe Elphaba and Glinda, depending upon your vantage point on us.
I like the Wyatt Earp Doc Holiday reference more than anything.
I figured you would.
I'm your Huckleberry.
You are indeed, and I'm a daisy if you do.
And I'm really looking forward to what we can bring to our viewers, our readers, our listeners, because there's a lot of things we're going to try. And will everything work right off the bat? We'll see. But we're going to try a lot of different things. The one cool thing I'm excited about is when you look at MuddyRiverSports.com, I've done stories, photo galleries. We've done Schuck on a Truck now for quite a while, which has been widely successful. Thank you to everybody for helping with that. But the one thing we're going to add to the mix now is more video content, and that's where you come in. The highlights, the video segments, the recaps, that's your bread and butter.
So I've had a lot of friends who have moved into non-traditional media in recent years. When you did it, Matt, it was brave. I'm now doing it seeing the fact that folks like yourself and Matt Randazzo have had success doing this. So it's a little less scary for me. And what an open canvas this is.
No doubt.
You know, I can remember back in the day, my good friend Zach Kirker saying, I've got an idea in Springfield for something. And now Derek Paris has taken Channel 1450 and expanded it into this alternative media, mogul. It's a forest fire what they're able to do.
And everybody in Springfield knows it, loves it.
And that's inspirational to me.
And the cool thing is those are guys we're going to be able to work with.
Indeed.
We have relationships with. We have both worked with them, and Derek Paris specifically in the past. We're going to continue that relationship. We're going to build relationships so that our content improves, so that our platform improves, and then we can help each other out. And that's the name of the game in this business. You and I have helped each other out over the years with a variety of things. If we can continue to do that with other people, we can only improve our product.
Corporate media is failing, and it is up to us now as you mentioned, 1450, our friends up in Southeast Iowa with everything they've done so well with the Penn City Current, what Brad Boyer has been able to do.
Yes.
It's folks like us that now have to be the vanguard because you can't trust that anything is going to be here with any kind of gravity moving into the future. And I know that has allowed us, especially when you look at the unlimited canvas now of not being shackled to a newspaper or tied to a 6 and 10 o'clock newscast, of being able to think outside the box and have all of these wonderful, crazy, dizzying ideas that you and I have been bouncing off each other for weeks now to be able to employ. So I am super excited about that. But before I go any further, I try really hard to live a life of gratitude.
You always have.
I fall short sometimes, but if I don't do this, I'm going to be remiss. I need to thank everybody at Muddy River for throwing me a lifeline and a life raft in this business when I needed it the most. That obviously starts with Jim and Martha Rapp and Mike Kinscherf and their support and patronage. As you well know, you're not where you're at without them.
I can't thank them enough for the fact that they believed in this product. They believed in me to get this off the ground. Same goes for Bob Goff.
And that's the biggie. His vision is why you and I are together. And that's an incredible chance for us to continue to grow sports in this area, which matters to us because we both know from experience, got about 50 some odd years between us now. We are old. That this sports culture is unique to this place. So again, my thank you to all of those folks, to Bob Goff especially for putting us together. we've been trying to get this together with him for a long time, and to your team for welcoming me with open arms, whether it's Ashley or Brittany or Aspen or obviously Shane, who we've left out of this conversation, who's so important to what we're going to do.
Yeah, well, he's our kicking boy. So
for now.
We got people driving through the Schottenkirk lot waving at us. See, you're a celebrity.
That's the first time I've ever been accused of that in my entire life, but thank you, Schottenkirk.
Well, and we are recording this on the Schottenkirk lot. They're a huge help for me of getting Schuck on a truck to where it is. Love the things they do, the belief they have in us, and that goes for all of our sponsors across the board. You and I wouldn't be able to do what we're about to set forth doing if it weren't for the backing of our sponsors and people that believe in us.
That's very, very true, and we've had incredible patrons because, as I've always said, do business in the people with this world who do business with the community. That they try to benefit with a community, not by a community.
Yep.
And that's anybody who you see attached to this. That's who's doing this the right way and supporting your kids, your schools, and your communities. And by the way, we're going to need your help in this too, because Matt and I have very impressive plans to expand the boundaries of what we cover.
That's right.
There will be schools that we have not covered before at Muddy River that are going to start getting some coverage.
I love the Schottenkirk voice that comes in the background. You know, I love how because they have so many things going on out here.
Right.
That every now and then you hear that voice in the background. That's all right.
Well, and Steve, if you're watching, your oil change is ready right over there. So, yes. But again, I think we need you to get on to social media to pump this up. When you see things in your communities, and they may not be communities that, Muddy River has previously covered before,
Correct.
You need to pump that up so people realize, hey, there's an audience out here that needs served. Because one of the proudest things I did in my last job was I thought try to expand the canvas and get the coverage to the people who were underserved.
And to that vein, you're going to see some different things on our format. Not only the video highlights, you and I are going to do a weekly podcast together.
We are.
We're still coming up with the right name for that. We have some ideas.
If we can slide them past whoever approves these ideas, we'll see how that flies.
We'll figure that out, but we will have that. We do want to let you know Muddy Night Lights is returning. Instead of being on Friday night after the football games, we're moving it to Monday night. It allows the high school coaches a chance to digest what had just happened, so they got all weekend to kind of digest that. It's easier access to them. Some of them are traveling on Friday night. Some of them have, the what ifs that happen. Kid gets hurt and they got to go to the hospital with, we don't want to put the coaches in a tough situation to join us. We want to make it as easy as possible on them. And we also want to include college football in this.
Right.
And moving to Monday night allows that. So we're going to go 7 to 9 on Monday nights. Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, will be back starting August 24th, first Monday. So it'll be the Monday prior to opening night of the high school football season and the opening of college football season as well, because we got a Thursday night game that week.
We do.
With QU's home opener. So again, Muddy Night Lights will be on Monday nights from 7 to 9. We will be live, and he's my co-host now.
This will be super fun for us. And also, I think doing it on Monday, one of the things that Matt and I think we've done well together is we can both watch the same game and walk away with totally different stories that I think that we can share with you that maybe don't obviously resonate just right off the bat. And to have 48 hours for you and I to work on that and to come back and kind of compare notes, I think will be a benefit to everybody.
And I think one of the things you and I both have done throughout our careers is we've always tried to be kid focused.
Right.
Focus on the player, focus on the athlete, let the kid speak, let the kid shine. And what we're able to do now is, instead of coming back and texting each other and going, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? We're going to be able to put all that together in one package. You're still going to have a weekly notes column.
Right. There'll be a Duerrisms.
There will be a Duerrisms, so that's not going to change. It's going to look a little different.
It is.
We're going to give it some pizzazz, maybe.
Thank God.
So I'm still going to do my college stuff, with Quincy University and Culver and Western Illinois University. I'm still going to do Schuck on a truck. Like some of the basics aren't going to change.
No.
But we're going to enhance everything.
And we are. And I think that's the key word is to enhance it. And I think now that we have a chance when there are really big events, state championship games, huge events, to give you almost that car wash type coverage where you get every aspect of everything covered, because we have a lot more bodies and a lot more energy now to throw at the problems of coverage, which, is beautiful. And I'm not here if Matt Schuckman isn't about young people, and that's kind of the biggest thing. And Muddy River isn't about young people. I've spent the last 30 years of my life trying to redeem newscasts and talk about all the good that people should see in kids after the first 10 minutes of a newscast.
And you've done a phenomenal job.
I appreciate that. We're still here to celebrate the good in our community, and that's what I think resonates with people, is that we are advocates for what should be celebrated. These kids that you see before you aren't just third basemen and quarterbacks and setters. They're the future. And if you look at it, and if you have the front row seat to seeing these kids' development that Matt Schuckman and I have, you get really, really amped and excited about the future instead of the other way around. And instead of saying, oh, these kids today, you're going, man, these kids today are amazing. And that's the core tenet that brought me to this guy and makes him the perfect partner.
Well, and one of the big things for me has always been, this isn't just about the news. We have to do the news.
We do.
The news is there. And
no question.
And we will report the news, good, bad, indifferent. We'll report it the way we're supposed to.
Exactly.
But one of the big things about our jobs and our business is relationships.
It is.
We build the relationships with the coaches, with the student athletes, which is why we get good stories, why we're able to tell you good stories, because they've learned to trust us. And I'm going to have something coming up on our website about that trust, so you look forward to one of my columns coming up at the start of next week, because I've gone through some stuff in the last few months.
You have.
And again, people have trusted me to write their stories. Well, I've got to trust them to share my story.
Exactly.
You know, and again, I've had some health issues. I've worked through it. I'm back on the truck. Now I'm with you. It's going to be great. Now, you won't see us probably together at a game very often until it gets to some of the bigger moments.
Sure.
Because we want to share the love. We want to spread the love, which means we have to go different places on a Friday night or a Tuesday night. And we're going to do that. We're going to get to every place we possibly can. But realize, we can't be everywhere, but we are going to get stuff out there about your kids, about your student athletes, about your teams, because we want to be community based.
And it matters to us. I mean, nobody here is getting rich, obviously, based in our industry. If we didn't love this, we wouldn't be doing this. And the fact that, 30 years into my career here, I get to do this with somebody who re-energizes me. I made this analogy the other day, getting a chance to work with Schuck on the daily, especially on days where there's nothing and we can just sit around and pontificate and be idiots. And we're good at both those things, both being idiots and pontificating.
No question.
It makes the job more fun. It makes the job a little easier.
Yes.
It kind of puts a little bit more tread back on the tires.
No question
So
about
my
it.
enthusiasm and being here and having this chance has been revitalized. And I'll be honest with you, there's also some chance to do some things once Matt and I kind of get rolling, kind of outside the sports world for us.
No question.
Which is more kind of the style of the Ringer.
I think if people know us, they know when it comes to our podcast and some of the other stuff we're going to do, it's not just going to be 100% about sports.
It's not.
We both have some pop culture references that we both are more than just sports.
We are. As everybody should be.
Well,
you should be more than just anything in this world.
And the one thing I'm excited about with this is having you on board gives me a little more time to do some stuff that I've been wanting to do more of. The outdoors coverage.
Right.
The hunting and fishing, the hiking, the camping.
You might also even get a day off once in a while.
Well,
maybe.
I don't know if we're going to go that far.
This poor dude.
But the thing is, we're going to try to hit every corner of our area, and we're going to do it together. That's what has me excited. This isn't one of us trying to do it alone or trying to carry the ship on our back. This is us together, bringing you the best we possibly can.
I can say this to you. We're both pretty good at what we do. There's not a lot of ego here. There just isn't, which makes this kind of a great fit. And I'm not sure there's anybody else I'd want to do this with, but Schuck, because, Schuck will tell you, oh, you screwed that up. And I'll go, yeah, you're right. I screwed that up, or vice versa.
Well, and I think to me, that goes back to the fact neither one of us is afraid to say, hey, we messed up.
Yeah.
Or we made a mistake.
And we've messed up.
And we have. And you go back and fix it. And you try to make the best of the situation, but we're human. We make mistakes. But we're going to put our best effort forth for you guys.
We're also very, very, very focused on storytelling, and that seems to be a lost art anymore.
Yep.
And it's not, and I don't know if they're not teaching kids anymore how to tell stories or find stories, but that's important to us. And I think more than anything, if you come to Muddy River, you're going to find storytelling. Wow. It's going to be about stories that maybe go a little deeper and resonate with people on a level that's just beyond sports.
Well, and I got a story coming up. Been doing this Adams County Bicentennial series,
which has been very, very entertaining.
And we've got a couple more pieces of my top 5 moments still to come. But one thing I dug up is somebody who said, hey, did you know Kyle Snowhill was an Olympic rifle shooter? Was he really? Oh yeah, he won a gold medal. Wow. Okay, never heard that name. So I dug in. Well, he didn't win a gold medal. Okay, at the Olympics.
Okay.
But I learned so much about him from my research that I'm like, okay, there's a story here to tell. And so I'm working on that to make sure that gets out, because it's a cool story. Here's a guy from the 1940s that was one of the elite shooters in the country and went to the Olympic trials and has a cool story. I'd never heard of him. And I feel like I pretty well know Quincy history. And I never heard of this
Probably more than anybody else.
And I felt like and so it's like, okay, I'm digging into this because it's a story that needs to be shared. And that goes back to what we like to do. We want to find stories that need to be shared. We want to entertain you, but stories that need to be out there. Stories that may help people. The injury stories, the illness stories, the stories that people, when they deal with loss. Why do we tell those stories? Because the person that reads it, the person that watches it, may be the next person that needs that help.
And I think more than anybody in times of trouble in this area, I've always turned to like Matt Schuckman. I've read your stuff, Tucker's passing being the one that, as hard as that is to think about even now, is the one that resonates with me, is that if you do this right, the community comes along with you. And that's what's great about this place, is when one of us rises, everybody rises and go with, regardless of what community they come from.
Right.
And when one of us suffers, like they did in Pittsfield with Reese Ramsey,
Yeah.
or Pittsfield with all the tragedy they've been through,
Incredible.
everybody wants to help. And that's why I love living here. And that's why, despite being from someplace else, I feel so fortunate to be welcomed to be a part of this community as an outsider, which isn't easy.
Yeah. You're no longer a Californian. You know
Well,
that,
thank
right?
God for that. Other than the accursed Sacramento Kings thing, I don't feel very Californian anymore.
Well, but you are definitely a Quincyan, an Adams Countyan,
And
a
proudly.
West Central Illinoisan, a Tri-Stadian. I guess that's
It's a great word. I like it.
But there's a reason why you stayed here for 30 years.
There's
a reason why when I moved back from Columbia, I didn't leave.
Right.
We love this
With
place.
so many opportunities that you had to go
Yes.
other places.
And we love this place. We love the community. We love the kids, the coaches, everything about it, which is why we do what we do and why we're going to continue to do what we do. But we're going to do it together.
And God willing, we're going to be doing it for a long, long time. As I've tried to tell people, I have no interest in ever retiring. I want to do this job like Don Chipman, my friend from Beardstown, who did this job into his 90s till the day he died, was sharp as a tack, and brought his energy to the good of his community. That's the goal. And God help you and God bless you if you give this opportunity to us. We're going to take it and run with it as best we can.
Well, I'm honored to have a Hall of Famer sitting beside me on the truck and working alongside me.
Well,
thank you for doing this.
Same, and thank you for having me, and thank you for welcoming me into what you built. There's not a lot of people who would do that. Schuck's pretty darn selfless when it comes to all of this, and I only hope to augment what he does best, and vice versa, I think.
We're a team.
We're a team,
that's
baby.
What it is. And the whole Muddy River staff, we're a team, and that's why we all work so well together.
Muddy for life.
That's right. Dude, let's get started.
Can't wait. Monday.
That's right. Look for his stuff next week. We appreciate you coming along for the big announcement. Chris Duerr, now part of the Muddy River sports team. It's going to be a ride.
God help us all.
For Chris Duerr, I'm Matt Schuckman. This has been another episode of Schuck on a Truck, brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
We are really thrilled that Chris is coming aboard, and that, and of course, again, Michelle McCormack has joined the news fold as well, and with all of our existing talent we already have, I think we've got a really good team. As we said earlier, Brittany's going to break out the seashell, and the
it's your job to break out the seashell.
I'm going to pass that along to you.
I feel like you did this, and congratulations to you for bringing a great news team together. I'm proud to be a part of it.
Well, we're proud to have you, and proud to have everybody else we have coming along.
It's Muddy River TV.